It is December. I am freezing cold in this studio, so that can only mean one thing. It is holiday shopping time, so let's talk about what people who train jiu-jitsu actually want you to buy for them. Now, if you're joining me today, it's either because you're searching for something to buy for your jiu-jitsu friend or loved one, or that person sent this to you to sort of drop the hint that these are some of the things that they want. In either case, welcome, and I always encourage everyone to share all of my content with all of their friends for all time, so keep doing that. That would be great. But let's dive right into it. Here are some of the things that I know jiu-jitsu people want and some things that I know I want. So here's the list. Now, it's likely that a lot of lists like this will start with gis or rash guards, and that seems too obvious. I mean, if you want gis, then I use Epic Roll and I use Choke Lab. I think they're really high quality and they're affordable. They're not cheap, but they're not super expensive. Like, I don't think you need a $250 show your roll gi. No hate show your roll. I just don't think it's worth it. So if you are looking for gis or rash guards, check out Epic Roll or Choke Lab. I will link them down below in the description, and I'll link all of the things I talk about in the description so it's easy for you to find. More low-hanging fruit would be things like tape or mouth guards, and I'll link to some of those too, the ones that I use, but let's speed past those quickly. One thing I recommend to everyone who trains jiu-jitsu is to record their training rounds, and not just because it's good content for the gram, but it's a really good training tool where you can go back and you can watch the rounds, you can see mistakes you're making, or maybe see things that you couldn't tell happened during the round. I use my phone to record everything. I just put it on a stand/gimbal thing that I have, and I'll link to it below. I'm going to say that a lot during this, but it's good because in a situation where you're going to have someone be a cameraman, they can hold the gimbal, they can walk around and follow you, and it's really easy to use and better than them like holding your phone where it gets kind of shaky. But also a gimbal that has the ability to be a stand where you can just put it on the side of the mat, aim it at you and have it record. A very good tool to have. You need a lot of stuff to do jiu-jitsu, and it's helpful to have a place to put that stuff. So I recommend getting like a duffel bag or some sort of backpack to use. But secret hack that I like to use is just a mesh laundry bag to carry all my stuff to and from training. That way when I'm done, I just put the dirty stuff in the mesh laundry bag and I can just dump it right into the laundry when I get home. It's a super convenient way to do it, and they cost like $3, so it's a pretty cheap gift if you want to slap it on the thing you're already buying someone. Mesh laundry bag, #1 jiu-jitsu hack. Check it out. So this next one is something that's on the list because it's something that I want. So if you're inclined to buy me a gift this holiday season, maybe buy me this, or you can push that super thanks button on my YouTube videos, because that would also just give me money and then I could buy it. So something to consider. But I really like data and numbers, and when I play hockey or I run or I'm cycling, I always have my heart rate strap on and I'm monitoring my heart rate, and I like to look at that data and know what's happening. But that's really hard to do in jiu-jitsu. Like, I use my watch, which tracks my heart rate, but I can't wear a watch when I'm doing jiu-jitsu, or like a chest strap really gets in the way when you're rolling. But a company called Koros makes a heart rate monitor that's just like a small band that goes like up on your bicep. So it's tracking your heart rate up in a kind of out of the way spot. It's very small and it's very thin, so you could definitely wear this, put a sleeve over it, and then a rash guard, and no one would even really know you had it on. It's not going to get in the way, but then you can get all the heart rate data that sort of I'm missing when I train jiu-jitsu that I don't get like when I do other sports. So Koros heart rate monitor, if you know someone who's sort of a numbers nerd and a fitness nerd, this would be a good gift for them. Or for me, just saying. And speaking of fitness things, something that I think a lot of people neglect in jiu-jitsu, but I take very seriously, is my recovery. So anything you can get for someone that's going to help them recover from training and get ready for the next training session is always good. Like a Theragun, I love using the Theragun on sore muscles. I foam roll every single day because I like it. I know some people don't, but I like foam rolling. I find it relaxing and I find it helpful. There's also a company called Penguin Fingers, which is a really silly name, but it makes sense. They make these things that you can put right on your fingers that can help recover if your hands are getting sore. They make sleeves that you can put like ice on an elbow or a knee if something's bothering you. All that stuff is really good for jiu-jitsu people. And speaking of recovery, my favorite thing for recovery, which you know if you watched me on YouTube or Instagram or any of the places that I put content, is my sweat tent. I love the sauna. I love having an at-home sauna, and I love that I didn't have to spend $10,000 for one like most home saunas. It sets up super easily. It heats up to over 200 degrees in less than 30 minutes, and I can get you $100 off one if you use the code Justin at sweattent.com. I will link to that down below as well. You should definitely check it out. A lot of health benefits, and I think it's great for jiu-jitsu. We all know in jiu-jitsu that we love our instructionals, and my favorite instructionals are from Lachlan Giles, which is why I love his sub meta site. And I think it's a great gift where you can give someone, just pay for their monthly subscription to sub meta for a year or for however long. You can kind of rib them and say like, hey, your jiu-jitsu sucks, so maybe this will make you better. But even if someone has good jiu-jitsu, this will make their jiu-jitsu better too. Check out Sub Meta. I think it's a great gift, and it's something I use all the time myself because like I said, I love the instructionals. I love the way he teaches. So Sub Meta, perfect gift. So I think that's the end of my list. I think that's everything that I would buy for someone who does jiu-jitsu, or things that I would buy for myself, or things that you could buy for me, which would be great. If this was helpful, or you need help telling someone what to buy you, then just send them this. I'm happy to be that messenger for you. Thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you all get everything that you want, and I will see you in the next one.